everybody. Thank you again for joining us. This is another special edition of Targeted. My name is Kristen Mannners, and once again, I am joined by my co-host, V. And again, we have the coordinators of the 2019 Springtime Rally in Sacramento, California, and I want to thank them very much for joining us and taking the time out of their day. The reason for this special edition of Targeted is to give you an update on what has happened since our last presentation of the 2019 Springtime Rally. And what we want to do today is just talk to the coordinators of the Springtime Rally and ask them what all has happened since we put out the first presentation of the rally, and kind of get an update from these coordinators. Ask them what all has happened since the last time, getting the recent updates of events that have occurred since the last time. And another thing is V has come up with an idea of some TIs have messaged me from different states asking if there was other targeted individuals that were going to be driving to the rally from other states. So V has kind of come up with an idea to try to get a ride share together. And I have talked with Justin about that, and I'll let V go more into that. But I want to introduce Justin first and kind of get an update and see what all is going on. Thank you, Justin, for being here. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having me on, Kristen. V.
Yeah, no problem.
Mm-hmm. I hate to pass the ball over, but we have another organizer that is dedicated to that part. Okay. I have talked to him, and what is going to be happening is on the website, we're going to have a place where the people, targeted individuals, the people can sign up and put their contact information and the state that they're in. And this is going to allow the targets in the same state or the same vicinity to go ahead and connect with each other and maybe carpool over to the rally, or actually they could use it for support too. Okay, well, I'm really glad, Justin, that you guys have done that, because this was just a suggestion from B, but the fact that you guys have you know, taken the bull by the horn, that is very, very much appreciated, because this was just a thought that we had, but you guys are the organizers of the event, and this was a tremendous effort on your part, so greatly appreciated. Thank you tremendously, Justin. That is a big help. Thank you so much. We appreciate that very much. No problem. Thank you for the suggestions. You know, you guys have had some great suggestions for this rally also, and I just want to say that since this suggestion's been implemented, I know that we are going to do this. I don't know if it's actually in motion at the moment. I know that another participant in the organization, he's working on that website all the times, because we're always coming up with new ideas and new things to do on there. So he's busy all the time, but he has been told about this, and he has concurred that this is what's going to be going on. So just to reiterate, I don't exactly know if it's up and running at this very moment, but I do know that that is the plan to get to set in motion. I wanna just throw in there that I by no means, I've had no participation whatsoever in the coordination of this event at all. My participation has been to help V with putting on a production to help promote this video. So my participation in coordination of this event has been less than pretty much nothing. So these kinds of things are very much appreciated, because what I'm trying to do at this point is just try to share the information to try to get as many people out as possible. So this is very, very, very much appreciated on my end. I just have messages coming in from individuals like Olga Kaminsky and whatnot in Arizona that are trying to obtain rides. So thank you. I just wanted to make that perfectly clear.
So Justin, thank you very much.
No problem. And you're doing more than you know, Kristen.
Well, I'm trying, but you guys are really the backbone of this whole thing, and I want everybody to make sure that that is very, very clear.
Well, this event is very, very important. It's important enough that the more people show up, the more people will show up for the next one, the more people will show up for the next one. If it's done right, and that sort of thing, it can gather that momentum. And I want people to understand, for example, knowing the date and time of this, and it's why we're talking about this, makes things extremely easy to get to and fro. Because, let's talk about Greyhound. I know I have traveled from Northern California, all the way down to Southern California, all the way to Texas on a $200 bus ticket. Now, a Greyhound from the neighboring states of California, I mean, probably round trip, talking maybe $80, and doing this ahead of time, probably less than that. Probably you're talking $30, $40. So I mean, you've got the ability to show up. I know TIs think of in terms of, well, what resources do I have? What money do I have? And this should be a not so stressful thing, and you should try to make it out. You know, you could pawn a microwave oven. I don't know. I don't know what you got. A cell phone, and you can an old cell phone. You can make your way back and forth. You know, something like that. So it's not that big of a thing. But then again, everyone likes to make things more complicated than this with anything. So it's just keep things simple. We know this is happening ahead of time once again. So that should make it a lot easier. Does anyone else want to add to that?
Yeah, I have something to add. The thing that we're going for, I think we have it guaranteed that this is going to be a bigger event than we've seen previously, perhaps in the world, definitely in North America. And the thing that we can get out of this, one of the things we can get out of this is a good chance for some media coverage. And in order,
excellent.
I mean, that's the plan, that's the hope. And in order to make that coverage be as impactful as possible, we need to have people there, as many people there at a specific time. So we have designated Friday between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. as the most important time, so that the participants aren't spread out over 2 days, so that we try to get maximum participation at that time, so that we could show numbers and a good group, a solid group at that time. So even though it's a 2-day event, the Friday lunchtime period is the most important.
I'm glad you said that, because that particular time, yeah, it's not that powerful to have, let's say, 1 million man march over a certain time period. If only you got a little stream of people going through, that million doesn't count. But if you've got everybody standing there in force, that's definitely a great idea.
Right, and one, I'd like to explain why we selected that time. So the California state legislature will be in session on Friday, but it's obviously not in session on Saturday. And the lunchtime hour is when staffers and possibly legislators and senators will be passing by. So there was a specific thought process that went into selecting that time.
That's actually incredibly smart. I mean, who better to receive a message about this particular subject than those individuals? That is incredibly smart. So whoever did the coordination of this, that was a fantastic idea. It really was.
Well, as with everything else, it's a group effort. So it's the group who decided that.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to ask, Justin had mentioned this in a conversation, was that one of the things that you guys were going to do was put together a letter that was going to be going out to local businesses in order to entice more people to go out. Has that been done? Have you guys been able to get letters out to local businesses to get them interested in this event?
Yeah, it was, we talked about, the agencies that we were going to invite to the rally to comment on you know, the stalking, the community harassment, covert harassment. Dr. Matthew, would you like to comment on this? Or Dr. Matthew is going to be making up the flyers, I believe, for these specifics flyers for the specific agencies or the agencies, a special invite.
Sure. We have not completed that paperwork, that media yet. We're finalizing some of the graphics. And I would like to just say that I don't think we're behind schedule on that, because when you notify people of an event and you do it too far in advance, it's not effective.
Yeah.
So, we are finalizing that, but we have not yet quite finalized it. As soon as we do, we will distribute that media. I mean, I'll post it on the FFTI website, but I think we can set, sorry, we're just waiting on some finalization of the graphics. So by next weekend, we'll have that done, and that'll still be 4 weeks ahead of the event.
Very good.
And also, I wasn't sure if you guys were interested in my survey or me helping you guys with the survey.
We could use any help. Would you like? We like the help. So, do you have a survey, or can you provide one for us?
Absolutely, I can send that to you. Well, we can send that to you tomorrow if you guys are working on the website.
Was this the how do you know you're a TI survey?
Yes, yeah. Basically, for the TI activists, anyone who's involved, and anyone who shows up, really, that can walk around in the business area where you guys can be located and stretch out as far as they want to, can just be able to talk to random people and approach them on the level of, you know, being a concerned citizen and seeing if they've had any of these experiences and seeing they would like to come and get more information during this event to see if they would like to join in, because we need more curious people. We need more people waking up to what's going on than just people being judgmental, driving by saying, no, these people are crazy, whatever. There needs to be some context about this put before people in the surrounding area, because you're going to be affecting people in the surrounding area directly, whether it's you know, sidewalks, traffic, local businesses. So there needs to be a context to it, because they think it happened. Police, you know, want to show up. I think it could shut down any extra interference, I would say. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys can have a permit and all that stuff to do this rally.
Yeah, I wanted to say also to that effect, I'm working with some of the support group people in California to kind of get a good practice run on some people just, you know, that aren't aware of this, to see kind of how they react, get training on that, you know, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I just discussed that last night with some people. We got together, and we're going to get some also just, you know, yeah, just a practice run, and then kind of, you know, share the knowledge of what worked and what didn't, you know, feedback on that with everyone else as to the response. So when we're in front of a bunch of people, you know, we'll look very credible based on kind of this experiment.
Okay.
So, and it's going to be a mutual effort. I've got a think tank of people that are working on that. And that way we can also share that information with other people that want to go to this rally but have reservations because of, you know, the stigma or whatever. You know, we want everyone to feel comfortable and empowered. So that's kind of, you know, what I want to make sure is that everyone is motivated to go because we're going to make a positive difference.
Right.
Yeah. You know? So that's what it's going to be about. And the more people that go, you don't even have to say anything. Just be there. You know what I mean? Like, no one's obligated to say anything. But the more people that go, the better this is going to turn out. So
when it comes to the survey, I want to leave it sort of open. And I guess we'll send a text file. You guys can add in, take out, put in whatever you think might be best, add your notes of concerns or whatnot. You can send it back to me. I can finalize it as a PDF to give to you guys, or you know, however you want to do it. Go onto your website, and so you don't have to print so much paper and hand out that much stuff because you have the flyers. I'm hoping that you would be able to have it on the website. You know, someone with the smartphone can just walk around, maybe scroll up and down and possibly view it. And so it doesn't become so intensive and it becomes more volunteer that way. So I'm hoping we can do that.
that would be awesome.
Okay. And the thing with the media coverage, I would love to do something live for you guys, but we don't have the capacity to do that. But do you guys have a Facebook page for the TI Rally and perhaps a owner account that can do a live feed from their cell phone, maybe?
I know of Lewis has the Facebook account with TI Springtime Rally. So if people go on Facebook and look for that, they'll find the Facebook page.
Another thing that I was thinking about along those lines is because we all have a Zoom account, if somebody actually was to have a laptop up at some of the events, it could actually throw it up on Zoom and people could actually record the event up on Zoom, because people can actually participate live on Zoom, and you could actually record it on Zoom as well. I don't know how well that would work. And also, another option always is to do a live event via YouTube. YouTube Live.
Well, Justin, I think we have a few participants coming in that are going to stream live. I think Meigs is going to do that, and Nex. Do you know anything about that, Justin?
I do not. We just came up with the idea that, you know, streaming would be a good idea, and I heard that, let's see, I heard that we do have a couple of opportunities to stream live, but I didn't exactly hear who and how. I was going to talk and see if Zoom was able to stream live, so that's something we can discuss.
You can. You can technically stream live through Zoom. I'm not quite sure. Via cell phone, not so sure. But I know connecting joint accounts, YouTube and Zoom, and so forth, you can do it that way. OBS is a player that will coordinate the two, and that sort of thing. I would invite you guys to go ahead and contact them and see if you have any suggestions for us and any know-how information.
Okay.
That's it for me.
That really made me incredibly happy this week was I had a targeted individual contact me from Minnesota, and she was a new TI, and she contacted me because she needed support. She didn't have anybody to talk to about the situation that she was in, and she received information on where to go and how to get information about being a TI. I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional because it made me extremely happy that somebody finally had a place to land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That the work that we've done finally is making a difference for somebody. Because when I first found out, I didn't have anywhere to land. And she did. And that is truly what this is all about. Finally seeing everything that you're trying to do and what you're attempting to do, making a difference for people, that they actually have someplace to go when they become a new targeted individual, where they don't have to be afraid to reach out to somebody, that they actually have someplace to, somebody to call when they're afraid, when they need information about what is actually happening to them. And that makes me incredibly happy that we are now able to offer resources to people that become new targeted individuals. And truly, that is what this is all about, is educating people so that if somebody does come up to a stranger, even a person that is not a targeted individual, and they say, hey, look, this is what is happening to me, that the person receiving that information doesn't say to them, hey, you're crazy, there's something wrong with you. That they then respond to them by saying, you know what, I've heard of this, I know a little bit about this, and I know that there's a place where you can go. I know there's information here, there's information there, that you can go to receive help. And I know now that we're making headway in helping other people. I floundered around for at least a couple of years, a good couple of years before I even knew what was happening with me. So it makes me incredibly happy that we're making headway, and individuals like you that are trying to go out there and do something about it. It makes me incredibly happy. So I want to thank each and every one of you. And I'm sorry I got emotional, but it does. All of this stuff does mean an incredible amount to me, or I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. We all risk our lives even more by taking these steps. And what you're doing is incredibly important.
Well, you don't need to apologize. Of course, we can all relate to what you're saying, and we all share your feelings about that.
Yeah.
There's a concept that comes close to describing what you're talking about, and that is the concept of institutional betrayal, which was coined for victims of sexual abuse and sexual harassment, and how institutions deny what's going on in order to promote the facade that there's no such activity going on in their institution. So we know that the crime itself is horrific, but probably the betrayal that victims face is equally as damaging. So there's two things here, and we can make headway if we have the power to make headway against the institutional betrayal as well.
All right. I wanted to just make sure that you guys feel that we've covered everything. And is there anything else you feel like everybody needs to know for this update, or do you think that we've covered everything? we're just really trying to keep everybody updated on the event. Is there anything else you feel like everybody needs to know before we go today?
Oh, I'd like to say that I believe more than 60 people have registered for the event, and I think it's important as you're promoting the event, and this goes for all of us, is that you tell people about the tremendous feedback and participation that we're getting, because I think there's a segment of people that will only feel comfortable in with the herd protection, so to speak. And I think we can continue to promote and continue to get more. Each time we do anything with promotions, I think we get another little burst of people and a burst of interest in this event. And of course, we would love to make it a 200 participant event if we can, but we want to definitely get over 100 participants out there. And I think we're going to achieve that. But I think promotion up until the very last day before the event is important.
I would 100% agree. And what I'm trying to do when I post and share the event is I'm trying to make sure that I make sure to tell everybody that registration link is attached, a promotional video, to make sure you click on the registration link, that you register, and that if you share the promotion video, that you tell everybody that registration link is attached to the promotion video, so that you let other people know that registration link is attached to the promotion video, so that they are aware of that. Because a lot of people will just see the video and they will forget about the registration link. So I'm really trying to make sure that I tell everybody about that, which is obviously the key. I mean, the promotion video is fine and dandy, but without the registrations, it doesn't mean anything without getting people there.
So I cut Justin off, but I just want to say, let's say the webpage again to get it in the video. So that is www.tispringtimerally.com.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that one of the main focuses of this rally is what Michelle addressed in the last interview, and that's support. And we're kicking around the idea of maybe, I don't know if you want to call it a pamphlet, but we're kicking around the idea of maybe putting down the TI survey and some support websites and numbers, and so that this community event, people can go away with some tools and some things that that would be detrimental to their situation. So that's just one of our main goals that we're doing. And also, I wanted to say, if there's any targeted individuals in the Sacramento area or the Bay Area, they can go to TI Springtime Rally Answers at protonmail.com and let us know, and we can get you some support there. So, thank you.
This is going to be a safe family type environment that, I want people to be reassured of that this isn't, an anger rally. This is going to be us just talking about a situation to raise awareness. And I want everyone, to bring their kids, you know what I mean? Like, bring their whole family, and really do it correctly. And we're doing it by the book. I'm a by the book person, and I think that will really give us a lot of credibility in terms of, with people breaking the law against us. If we act professionally and abide by the law and do it in a healthy family environment, it'll be very successful. So that's all.
Actually, I did think of one more thing.
Okay.
That must be addressed. Now, the registration link, as far as social media, as far as Facebook, I have the information here of that. The link was taken down immediately by Facebook. I know on the producer of the show's profile, in the comments below, promoting the previous recording, tried putting in the registration link. It was error. Try again. 5 times up the comment page. He posted the link separately. It went up. Facebook took it down. Hours later. Please share the link. And if any of you are censored by Facebook, please take a screenshot of Facebook taking it down. The notification where it says only you can see it, or Facebook taking it down. Please send those to us, because Facebook is doing their best to squash any awareness popping up on this. As you know, these social networks are part of the problem as far as controlling the flow of information. So we'll be able to do something about it if you guys send us this stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
Very good.
Okay. Well, once again, I want to thank all of our guests for joining us today. It's been a very, very wonderful opportunity to gather with all of them. And this has been another edition of Targeted. Thank you very much for joining us. I am your co-host, Kristen Manners, with my co-host, V. Thank you once again. Good night.